And we are live.
Cool.
Hi, Trym.
Hello,
How
hello.
do I pronounce your name?
Trym.
Sorry?
Trym.
Trym.
Yeah.
It's kind of similar to a French accent.
Yeah, because you do have, like in French, the kind of the R expression, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, Trym.
C'est comme très bien.
Yeah. Très bien. Yeah. Oui.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. Well, first of all, thank you for accepting my invitation.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I know it's great. I'm a big fan, and I was watching yesterday some of your videos because I want to tell everyone that you have a YouTube channel, of course.
Well, yeah, I do. I'm not really active though. I'm trying, but
What's the name of the channel? How people can find it?
I'm not even sure, to be honest.
Okay, just Trym.
Yeah, I think it's just Trym Torson. If you search on Trym Torson on YouTube, I think you will probably find it.
Yeah, I think that's the way I found it. But it's amazing the thing that you do with the drums. It's just. But first of all, I would like to, because you're a very famous guy, but maybe not all people know about you. So if you can just make a little bit introduction about yourself.
Okay, so I started playing drums probably when I was about 14 years old or so. So I kind of started late.
Late? 14 years old?
Yeah, I see drummers who are 10 years old that's, more technical than I ever will be. So there are some. Oh yeah. So I mean, the younger you start, the easier you learn. Especially today, when you have all these YouTube video and internet channels, it's so easy to see how things are done. But when I started to play drums, there was no internet. I didn't have any videos. I didn't even know how to put up a drum kit.
So how do you learn?
In the beginning, I was just watching old Kiss videos. So I just watched Kiss videos and tried to figure out, and I had like a Walkman. So I was listening to whatever I liked, and I tried to play the same while I was listening to it. And in the beginning, I couldn't figure out how the fuck are they doing this, So it took me a long time to actually learn to play drums. So I would say I didn't have any like natural talent for playing drums. I just wanted it really bad, so I rehearsed all day, all night.
That kind of discipline in you.
Yeah, I kind of did.
Not all the people have it. There are some people that say.
Yeah. So when I got home from school, I just sat behind my drum kit and played for hours. And I think I even had my drum kit for probably a year before I even learned a regular 4x4 beat. So yeah, I was a slow starter. But when I first learned something, I then rehearsed a lot. But like I said, I think it was really difficult to kind of learn stuff that I heard other play, on when I was listening to records or whatever. I couldn't figure out how they were playing it, and so I kind of learned a hard way, because I sort of have to learn by trying, and I think maybe that helped me, kind of get my own style, I guess, so, learning the hard way makes you probably want to bring more personal stuff into to the way you play drums.
Yeah, of course. Because
because
if you have a teacher, if you have a teacher, you will learn to play like your teacher.
Yeah,
mostly.
Yeah, and if you, I mean, when I listen to kind of newer bands today, they all kind of sounds pretty much the same, and you can tell they've been looking at certain videos online and kind of copied whatever that person is doing, and that's why a lot of bands sounds the same. But nevertheless, I mean, the specter of great drummers today are just incredible. I mean, there is so many good drummers.
Yeah. We have a question from a guy, Johan Vargas. He's saying,
Okay.
what is the Trym favorite music genre, and what is his favorite band?
Oh, I couldn't say one thing.
It's a very hard question.
Yeah, it's an impossible question. I mean, because I like lots of style of music. I would probably say it's easier to say a certain style of music that I don't like. I don't like country music. I'm not a fan of blues music. I'm not a fan of kind of this I don't know, power metal, female singing sort of, kind of bands.
Like which one?
All of them.
Okay.
I think if I to be honest, if I want to listen to regular heavy kind of music or rock music, then I just want to have regular kind of rock music. I don't. If I want to listen to kind of mellow, calm music, which I think a lot of like heavy, power metal bands with female vocal, is sort of they want to be hard, but they want to add that female vocal to make it more kind of popular.
Okay.
So
like
if you want to play metal, play fucking metal. Be metal.
Like
so I'm not a fan of bands who play kind of tough and hard riffs, and then the vocalist is all
like pop.
It's smooth. Yeah, it is. So if you want to play pop music, by all means, play pop music. I'd rather listen to pop music than metal bands playing pop music. If you get my catch.
Yeah, but now it's since many years there's kind of this trend of very, very heavy band with a chorus when the singer is like, I don't know, like Britney Spears.
That's totally what I'm. Yeah. That sort of thing I don't like. I don't mind if there is extreme music with clean vocals, to kind of power up a certain theme. That's different. But when it's all about trying to make pop out of metal, that's I never catch that thing. So that's not my. But other than that, I like a lot of kind of music. I like heavy metal, rock. I can listen to pop music if it's. I think all genres have good music, and all genres have crappy music.
Yeah.
So
and talking about country, I don't like country at all. But my whole exception is Johnny Cash.
Exactly. That's the only thing. I don't see him as a country artist. Almost, I think he's something on his own. So I can listen to it. I don't listen to him, but if I have to listen to country, it would be Johnny Cash for sure.
Yeah, for me, it's like if country is rock, Johnny Cash plays black metal.
Yeah, sort of, because it's dark. It's quite. It's dark. Mellow. Yeah, it's mellow and dark. So I like the atmosphere in his music.
Well, we have another question. Hi, Oscar Becerra. Hi, everyone. Hi, Trym. How was your experience playing on Enslaved first albums?
A good experience.
Really...
Yeah. we had a really good time. I had a good, I would say, partnership with especially Ivar.
That was your first band, or not? Not at all.
Yeah, well, the thing is, I already played with Ivar before Enslaved was formed. So I met Ivar. He was probably like 10 years old when I met him.
Right.
So we already had a connection. We already have been rehearsing together, playing just for fun. And then he joined a band called Phobia together with Grutle. So that's where Ivar and Grutle kind of met. And I don't know how long that was going on, probably a year or so. And when they quit, Ivar and Grutle had, a new way they wanted to go. They wanted to do something different than what they did with that Phobia band. And then Ivar just called me and said, "Hey, are you still playing drums? We are teaming up and trying to make something, play something different." And I said, "Yeah, sure, I'm in." And that's when we started Enslaved.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I played a lot with Ivar, and when we made a lot of the music, it was me and him rehearsing together, trying out different kind of things. He had some new riffs, and I tried to play kind of different kind of drums just to find, okay, what's the best thing for this theme, So we did explore a lot of different things before we ended up, with those parts that came out. And so all in all, I had a really good time playing all those albums, actually.
Yeah. Well, there's a a guy from Chile.
Chile.
He doesn't speak English. He doesn't speak. You play there, or was canceled before?
It was canceled. Yeah, I think we're playing there in November.
Yeah, it was canceled because of the pandemic or the riot.
Yeah. No, the pandemic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now there's a guy who asked you who is your favorite band that you have played.
That I played with.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ahí tienes la respuesta, Daniel Rojas Machuca. Es Emperor. But I would like to take you back, maybe. Like,
right.
Who was your first band? Like, you were starting playing covers like everyone else?
Well, the first band was Enslaved.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's impressive because most of the people, like most of musicians I know, they start to start playing in a cover band, and then they try to make some songs. So you start.
Yeah, well, I played with Ivar before Enslaved, and we also actually made our own songs. I mean, it was probably really crappy, but I think we played like we might have played some covers, maybe some Iron Maiden or something like that. But yeah, I think so. I can't remember, but yeah. So my first proper band was Enslaved.
Yeah. What do you think about the drummer of Iron Maiden, Nikko McBrien?
Nikko. Oh yeah, he's a great drummer. I mean, there's no denying that. I mean,
I'm not a drummer, so I don't know if the stuff he plays is hard to play or not.
Well, it's not hard to copy it. I mean, anybody can copy it, but I mean, okay, so he have his own kind of style. He plays pretty much the same thing for all the albums, but that he found something that works. That's his kind of signature.
You can recognize him?
Oh yeah. You can. I could tell straight away. So he have his own style. and he's managed to kind of put that style into Iron Maiden and make it, what it is. But he can also play other kind of styles. He can play kind of jazzy, he can play kind of rocky and stuff, but he don't do that in Iron Maiden because it doesn't kind of fit Iron Maiden. So he's a great drummer, but he also a drummer who knows how to kind of play what's working
for the song.
Exactly,
Yeah.
So I mean,
that's really hard.
You couldn't have Mike Portnoy play in AC/DC, it wouldn't work.
No.
So for me, a good drummer doesn't necessarily have to be a super fast technical, drummer. There's a lot of really excellent technical fast drummers which have no personal, feeling. And for me, then I kind of tend to get bored pretty fast. I'd rather listen to Mickey D and Dave Lombardo and for me, which is really, really good drummers. And so a lot of my favorite drummers. I don't think I have any really fast playing drummers as my favorites. Maybe Gene Hoglan is one of them. But
who were one of your top three?
Top three. Well, the thing is, it's then again you can kind of divide it into different genres.
In metal.
In metal, I would say Dave Lombardo is one of them. Probably Gene Hoglan as well.
The other time I saw that he was the one who teach Dave Lombardo the
double pedal.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that.
But this was the beginning of Slayer. Was very, very, very.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it could be. I mean, I'm fortunate to met both Dave Lombardo and Gene Hoglan. I've met Gene Hoglan many times, and he's not only a great drummer, but he's a great person. He's so easygoing, easy to talk to, really, really good guy, and so yeah, together with Dave Lombardo and maybe even Mickey D, I think he's one of my top drummers as well. That the way he kind of grooves is just, it's hard to copy that kind of style of, So yeah.
But you say something really interesting, and I had played with many bands before during my life, meeting different drummers.
Yeah.
And one of the mistakes, if it's any drummer watching this, is exactly what you say. For me, a good drummer is someone that work for the song.
Yeah.
It's we have this concept, let's work for it. It's not like do the more complicated pattern or the more. Maybe it will work, if the concept of the song is like that. But I think one of the common mistakes of drummers is especially at the beginning, is showing up.
I think that's natural for almost any drummer when they are starting and starting to get good, manage different kind of thing. They kind of want to show all the tricks they can, sort of thing. And that's I've been there myself. But after, I think you learn when you play. The longer you play, the better you learn how to actually approach a song and listen to the song and say, okay, what's the best thing for this theme? To play a lot of drums or to play as little drums as possible. So I enjoy technical playing by all means, but sometimes it's better to just lay back and let, if there is a solo or whatever, if there's something vocals going on, it's sometimes if I feel it's like a battle. The some drummers they kind of destroy the riffs. You can't really hear what's going on. So it's a fine balance, to play interesting. Because if you're only playing a beat, sometimes that's all what's needed. Just play the beat, but play it good, be precise, play a really good beat. But so there's a lot of really good drummers who don't do a lot of tricks, but they, if you try to actually play exactly what they are playing, you find, it's not as easy as you think,
Sure.
So yeah, there is a lot of like technical drummers that I really enjoy just watching, because they're so brilliant, Terry Bossio, if you know him, he's been playing with Frank Zappa. He's been playing with a lot of, I think he played with Steve Vai and a lot of, great musicians. And then you have a lot of those kind of, Buddy Rich, which was, he was insane, and
he was not. He didn't have a big setup.
No.
Very simple. But
So there was a lot of great drummers like that, and I enjoy watching a good drummer. But Neil Peart, of course. He's like a drum machine. He's really really spot on all the time. But I also enjoy Gavin Harrison from Porcupine Tree. I saw they played in Oslo actually with what's the band called now? I totally forgot. But he was playing with King Crimson.
Yeah.
Wow. So there were 3 drummers on stage, and it was one of the best shows I ever seen. They had like a 2-act kind of thing, so they play 1 act and then they went off for about 10-15 minutes, and then they came back and they played the second act. But the first act
I'm a huge King Crimson fan.
Spotless. I mean, they were their first.
Bill Bruford. You know Bill Bruford?
Oh yeah.
For me, one of the first drummer I saw that play an electric kit.
Yeah.
But he was not playing, like in the 80s.
No.
was amazing.
Yeah. So there is, like I said before, there are so many great drummers. I mean.
Yeah. No, I think that that's cool. Shit, we have a lot of questions. It's like, what Emperor song is your favorite to play live?
Favorite song to play live.
Franklin Advance.
I think it's different from night to night. Yeah. Sometimes it could be a song that the audience really, really react to, So sometimes it could be a simple song. It doesn't need to be like a complicated song, but it's just the reaction of the audience can suddenly make a song like, oh, this is, so great playing this song now.
Yeah.
But I enjoy playing like Inuwa Satana, I'm the Black Wizards. Those seems always to be a favorite amongst the audience. I enjoy. Well, I would say I'm lucky to play the set we have now. I think I enjoy all the songs. I mean, it's a fucking pain in the ass, and I feel like I'm gonna die. But
I was thinking about that. It's like because the thing that you make is so complicated. So I don't know if it happened to you. Like you're making the playlist with the guys, and it's like fuck this song again. No.
Well, some the set we have when we play the anthems now live from A to Z. The 4 first songs are 4 of the toughest songs that we play. So it's really tough to start with like E and Transuperium. It's a fucking nightmare to start with that song because I never seem to get warmed enough before I start playing it. There's a long intro. There's by the time the song starts, I'm already kind of cold. Yeah, and so that's, and sometimes you have a good flow, and all the songs is easy peasy. Well, it's never easy peasy, but it's sometimes it's better, sometimes it's just fucking nightmare. So
it never happened to you like one moment in one show that you were saying, I will not gonna
I get this for the song.
Yeah, like I know you have a cramp or
Oh yeah, every show.
What?
Oh yeah. Fuck yeah. So it usually it's so it's either in the first song, or in the second song, or the third song. By the fourth song, things are starting to get okay. So, and from the fourth song and out, it's not really that kind of hard songs. Any, the second part of the set is much easier to play. Stamina wise.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh man, sure. But you make some warm up before?
Yeah. I just warm up on a pad. And try
but your body, like I don't know, yoga or something like that.
No. I just play stick on a pad, and sometimes I have like a double pedal and a pad, so I can warm up legs and hands. So that's quite essential. When I was 20, I just drank a bottle of Baileys and I was ready.
That was your warm up.
It was, to be honest. So and I just hit the stage. But now I'm not getting younger, so I need to have a proper warm up, and stretch and be ready. And I'm also more focused about doing a good performance, because after all, if people are paying to see us live, I expect nothing else than doing a good show. Sure. If I go to watch a band play live, I want to see the band do the best they can. I've seen really great bands, and they seem like they just want to go home. They're like, oh fuck, just pay us and let's get out of here. And that's I don't know why they are like that. Maybe they are just tired of playing. I don't know. But
I think, well, a band is like, I know you're aware of that, like a family. Like for me, it's like relationship, like a couple relationship.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Sometimes it's hard to...
So I think it's important to try to do your best.
Sure.
Sometimes there are unexpected things happening. It could be some technical errors on stage. Monitoring, or just bad luck happening. Things falling apart, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's always we try to don't stop. We just let's do this.
You have any kind of funny story when you were starting, like your first gig, something that didn't work? I don't know.
I think probably most things in the beginning didn't work. I mean,
like a crappy show when... I don't know.
Yeah, I think we probably had a lot of crappy shows in the beginning, but we didn't have that experience either. We didn't have a crew, we didn't have nothing, we didn't have like a sound guy or nothing. We just showed up and okay, let's play. But now I think now we're more focused about, you know, bringing as good as possible thing for the audience.
Sure.
You know, we want to put on a good show, so that's why we have a crew, which makes everything so much easier. You know.
Yeah, of course.
Because when you have to do all the rigging, you have to play and you have to bring everything down. You have to load the bus. You know, it's, you know, after a while you get so tired. You just, you know, you can't really perform as good as you want. You know.
Yeah.
It's simple as that.
I remember one of my shows that one time the speaker started to catch fire.
Oh,
that's the first time I saw that. But it happened to me just once. And was at the
no, that never happened. Speaker, but we had like things falling apart. We had like thunderstorms in Canada. We have to delay the show because there was really bad thunderstorms and it was raining like crazy. So we have to bring all the equipment inside, sort of thing, to avoid it from getting totally wet. And we had
electricity and water is not a good idea.
No. So, but I think we also had quite luck because we haven't had like a really, really bad things. We had like minor accidents and stuff like that. I remember we were playing like in the late 90s, I guess, in Greece. It was a festival in Greece.
Okay.
Probably like 98, 99 or something like that. It was together with Venom, I remember.
Venom.
And we had the sound check. And on the sound check, all of a sudden, Ishan was just screaming out. And we were like, okay, so he's pissed off on the monitor guy or something, you know. But actually, he was drinking from a can of Coke.
Yeah.
And there was a wasp inside the can. So when he was drinking, he got the wasp in his mouth. And the wasp stung him in his mouth. So he was swallowed up and had to go to the hospital. And we were like, okay, what's happening? So, but we did perform though, you know. The show must go on. So we performed. So we had like things like that. On actually the last show we play now, which were on that 70 tons of metal, that cruise. Yeah. So we played 2 shows there, and the day before the second show, I was scuba diving. Oh, not even scuba diving. I was just snorkeling. And when I was getting into the water, I misstepped. I stepped on something quite sharp. So I fell and I broke 2 toes. So I had to play the second show with 2 broken toes. And it was a pain it was so much pain. I barely couldn't walk, but we managed to play it the whole set. And it was even, you know, it was really bad weather as well. They both have to actually turn around because the waves were so big. So they both have to go in the same direction as the waves. So, but, you know, we don't stop playing.
That's really amazing. Because, you know, there are some artists that say, no, I don't feel that good this time.
Fuck that. No.
By Axl Rose. Like,
well, he's an asshole, so that's, you know, that's on his, you know, premises, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think he actually appreciate, you know, that the fans are kind of loyal to you know, their band or his music.
Yeah.
I think he just like, you know, he takes it for granted, I guess.
Yeah. I think
but to be honest, if you don't have any fans, I mean, then you're nothing without the fan. I mean, you're just not a guy playing music, you know, or playing guitar or drums or whatever. So I think it's important to you know, to appreciate that people are actually enjoying your music, you know, and supporting you. Yeah, and that's something I think is quite unique for black metal. Because I speak to a lot of people in all kind of, you know, music genres, and they I mean, of course you have dedicated people all over, but they are, if you see them, you can see like really young kids, listening to, I don't know, Britney Spears or whatever and screaming. But they are not really dedicated as fans, like the black metal fans, because they are really dedicated. I mean, I think the black metal fans are probably the best fans in the whole world, because they always support a band. They go to the show, they buy the merchandise, they are, they listen to the music, they know the songs, they know the lyrics, they really know their stuff. So I think, when I speak to other, musicians in other, who plays whatever, it could be jazz, it could be whatever, and they have fans, but they are not as fans as the black metal fans, because they are really dedicated.
Yeah, no, I completely agree.
Yeah.
And why do you think is that? Why do you think it's different then?
I think it's something in the deep of humanity, which the black metal music is sort of kind of stimulating. I think there's something primal in the black metal music that people who enjoys can really dig into and relate to. It's a lot about feelings and emotions and an atmosphere, and we get a lot of inspiration from the nature, and Mother Nature is all over, and I think people who play black metal and enjoy black metal kind of tick into that kind of thing, and and feel it deep inside. It's just they kind of they can kind of feel it, they don't just listen to it and you say, oh, that's a cool song.
They feel like a part of something.
Yeah, exactly. And it's something primal. I think there's something about they say that different kind of tones can kind of trigger the body in certain ways, and music have that kind of magic, I would say. People who are demented on in elderly homes, they don't speak, they just walk around like a fucking zombie, and then if you turn on music that they used to listen to, they suddenly stop and start singing or dancing. All of a sudden they are back to normal. So and I think it's something about that for the kind of black metal people as well.
I completely agree. There's Ricardo Ortega that asks, what do you think about the current black metal scene around the world?
To be honest, I don't pay attention to the whole scene anymore. I haven't heard any new bands in ages. So I know there is black metal all over. And there's probably a lot of really good bands that I definitely should have checked out, but I'm really not updated on anything new. I'm fortunate to say. Whenever I want to listen to music, I tend to go back to the classics.
Sure.
I probably am missing out on a lot of like really good bands and releases, but as long as I'm happy with the music I'm listening to,
it's okay.
Yeah.
No, but sometimes it's better when you don't listen to the music that you make, because it's not.
I mean, no. I can't. I mean, besides from when I rehearse, I never listen to kind of that kind of music that I play. I think when you play a lot of live shows and you rehearse and you listen to music, I think you probably kind of, for me it was like that. I came to a point that I'm sort of tired of listening to this. Now I still listen to black metal by all, but I rather put on a Blaze in the Northern Sky or the Mysterious Dom Satanas or even Master Hammer's Ritual or Bathory, whatever. Because it brings me back to that kind of to the beginning when we started to listen and play this kind of music. So it's also something about memories.
Sure. Yeah, that's it's exactly what you were saying. Music is so attached to memories.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you
And to
listen
be
a
honest,
song and you are exactly in the moment where you were listening that song or that time around that time.
Yeah, and also when you're young and kind of discover music, you kind of you just you kind of get mesmerized by a new band or whatever. You kind of you kind of get that sort of special feeling. Oh, holy crap, this is so good. I never get that kind of thing when I listen to new bands today.
Yeah,
I'm never amazed. I kind of miss that kind of discovering something which is like, oh my god, this is great.
Yeah.
I wish every day that I could discover something like that, because that's that's what you're looking for when you listen to music.
Sure.
But so I guess listening to all kind of the things that I grew up with get me closer to that kind of feeling.
Sure.
And I mean, I'm not saying there is, because I know there is a lot of really, really good new music coming out. I still listen to new releases, but mostly it's bands that I already know. So bands that I like, when I see, oh, they're releasing a new album, I want to check it out. But
it happened to you, for example, going in a festival or in a tour and discover a band and become a fan?
It could happen. Yeah, it could definitely happen. But usually, if I'm going to play a festival, I usually check out what other bands are playing, and if there are some bands that are like, oh, holy crap, I want to see them, then I have to see if they are actually playing the same day, because sometimes they play the day before or the day after. But so if there is bands that I really enjoy, then I definitely want to go and see them. Or if there is bands that people say, hey, you're definitely going to check out this band, then I always try to check out other bands. But sometimes you just, it really depends. Sometimes we stay quite far away from where we actually are playing. So we stay at the hotel, and then we get picked up, and then we go to the backstage, and I, prepare for the show, and I play the show. And when we got off stage, there is maybe some food waiting for us, and then we go back to the hotel. So I don't have time to check out other bands.
Yeah, that's true.
So sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, and I don't know. I was wondering what do you think about electronic music? Because, for example, for me, I was always a metal guy, but when I was start to look for something new, was kind of electronic music. What kind of I was get attracted to, because they're so large, the things that you can do, and I don't know if you're a fan or not. Or
I do listen to a lot of like electronic music, because like you said, there is so much there. There is so much different. You have like something you can, which is just atmosphere. So I started to listen to kind of electronic music probably I would say early 90s. So for me, it started with Klaus Schulze.
Okay.
And Tangerine Dream and stuff like that. Vangelis, yeah. And later on, I had like a period I was listening to sort of like psychedelic trance, and there was a lot of bands which were kind of like really kind of hardcore techno, sort of like really dark and but dark and kind of really aggressive. So you have that spectre in electronic music. You have like totally ambient, just noise, just atmosphere, and then you have like completely, hardcore techno, brutal shit,
Yeah.
So there is, you have everything in electronic music, but it all depends on the mood, If I want to really relax, I put on something, something mellow, easy music. But yeah, I do enjoy some electronic music, that's for sure.
Oh, that's great. And we have. Do you have a tattoo shop?
Yes, I do.
Ryan Noel Bultison is asking.
Yeah,
I do. You have a tattoo shop?
Yeah, I do. That's my work.
Okay.
So that's where I go every day and work, and that's my day job. And
what's the name?
It's called Imperial Tattoo.
Ah,
of course.
Cool.
So yeah, I had that shop since 2002.
Okay. How you started? You started the same way, like with drums, like.
No, well, I had a friend who was running a tattoo studio in where I grew up, and he offered to learn me how to tattoo, because I was doing a lot of drawings, both for him and for others, for like making images and stuff for tattoos and picture in general. So I went to like art school.
You like to draw?
Yeah, I went to art school. So
Okay.
I used to draw a lot when I was younger, and that's So I always kept that kind of drawing interest, and then and then he offered to learn me how to transform that drawing thing into a tattoo, and so I had that studio since 2002. Yeah.
By any chance, you're a comic fan, or no?
Yeah, I am.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not like a comic collector, but I really enjoy comic art. There's really, really great art in a lot of the comics. I do have a lot of comic books, but it could. I'm not like a. I wouldn't say like a comic. No, I'm not a big like a comic fan, but I'm really a fan of comics. So I do have. It could be. I used to collect a lot of comics when I was younger. I had like fucking hundreds of Conan magazines. Yeah, so I really enjoy those kind of drawings, and I still have some pretty new Conan comic books, but I also have Star Wars comics books, and I have some. I can remember. I have some comics that I really enjoy looking at when I have the time.
Oh, that's great. I can remember who was There was a famous artist who drew Conan for many years, but I can remember the.
Oh yeah. I know. There was a Norwegian guy actually painting some of the front pages for the magazine.
Yeah, it was really beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, you're right. Do you have any favorite black metal band? Well, of course you have, but all the classic.
I have. So yeah, I would say favorite black metal. I would say Dark Throne, Mayhem. I would say Bathory. I would say maybe even when I think of black metal band, I think of black metal band released like in the 90s mostly. So I would say also maybe Master's Hammer, the Ritual album. But yeah, I think those are probably my favorites. I mean, Blaze in the Northern Sky, The Mysterious Dom Satanas. I mean, those it's really hard to beat those. So that's probably my personal favorite.
How you tell us how you right to become the drummer of Emperor?
Well, I played with Enslaved until back in 1995, I think, and I was living in Stavanger, which is a couple of hours south of where we rehearsed with Enslaved. So that was the hometown of bands like Gehenna. So after I left Enslaved, I started to rehearse with Gehenna because they had something going on with their current drummer. They were kind of figure out something, and I just started to rehearse with them. I was never trying to be the new drummer. I just offered my drumming for them while they were figuring out their stuff with their current drummer. And then Samoth called me and said, "Hey, you left. Did you leave Enslaved?" And I said, "Yeah." Are you still playing? I said, "Yeah." Do you want to come and play with us? I said, "Yeah." So I went and rehearsed the weekend, and I've been part ever since. I later on found out that they actually have a lot of drummers that they've been trying to play with them.
Really?
I didn't know that. They told me later on. So
so you didn't audition?
I kind of did audition, I guess, but I think they tried most of the drummers available at the time. I know Hellhammer had been playing with them. Frost had been playing. The guy from who was playing with Immortal at the time. The guy from Ulver. So they already tried a lot of guys. So I might have been just the last one in line, but the kind of the music they were starting to make at that time, that was exactly the same kind of music that I wanted to play. So when I left Enslaved, the music Enslaved was starting to make, then it wasn't really something I did enjoy. Yeah, so when we started rehearsing on that, I think that album was Eld, the first one that I didn't play with, because the last one I was on was Frost, and then the next one was Eld. And for me, that kind of style that Ivar and Gretle wanted to do then, that wasn't really my style. But when I joined Emperor and they were in the process of making anthems, that was exactly, yes, this is exactly what I want to do, So I felt at home, and also I knew them from before. Me and Ivar had visited them several times. We already had a split album. We were good friends. So yeah, it felt right.
Yeah. So in Norway, it's like in the black metal scene, everyone know each other, or
yeah. In the beginning, most of the people didn't know each other. I mean, it was a small scene. I don't know how many. I mean, I'm guessing 20, 30 people maybe altogether. So everybody knew each other.
Because Norway is not a big country.
No, in geographically, if you go
if you compare it with the rest of Germany, with France?
Yeah, it's a small. The thing is, it's really long. So if you go from the south of Norway to the north of the Norway, that's pretty far. So if you take the same distance from south of Norway to the north of Norway, it's the same distance as the south of Norway to the north of Italy.
Mm.
So if you flip Norway upside down, you end up in Italy. But
Yes.
if you go from the west coast to the east coast, which most of the people in the black metal community was either based in Oslo or in Bergen or in Haugesund or in Stavanger. So if you go from the east to the west coast, it's about like 7 or 8 hours drive. So it's about, I don't know,
it's kind of similar
400 or
to
500
Chile.
kilometers.
It's similar to Chile. Chile is like
probably.
It's very long, huge, but very narrow.
Yes, narrow, yeah.
And yeah, I have been in Norway 2 times. One in Oslo, one in Trondheim.
Oh yeah, that's further up north, yeah.
Yeah. But I was surprised that at least in Trondheim, I'm saying correctly.
Yeah, Trondheim.
All the liquor stores were closed very early.
Usually I think
was
the liquor
really expensive.
Oh yeah. They usually, I think they on a regular day they close by like 4 or 5 in the evening, and at Saturday they close earlier, maybe 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you can't really buy. Well, you can buy beer in a grocery store, but you can't buy like wine or liquor.
I was wondering why was like that. Is to prevent people to drink too much, or
to try to control people. I mean, it's basically. Okay. I mean, I think whoever came up with that idea obviously thought that people really don't know how to handle themselves. So if people, if the liquor store is open until 6 o'clock, do they think actually people are going to drink like a fucking barbarian? They can go and buy beer until I don't know what time, but you can always get alcohol. You can go to a pub or a bar or whatever. So for me, it's just it's stupidity, to be honest. I mean, it's just about trying to control, because you think like, okay, so if we close by 4, then people won't drink. So, but if we close by 6, everybody's gonna be drunk, which is fucking ridiculous,
Yes, and what happened when I was there is that some people that were making their own alcohol.
Oh yeah, like a moonshine.
Yeah, I tried that.
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
I didn't try it. I just saw it.
Fuck. I drank a lot of moonshine
because he lighted on fire.
Oh yeah. It's 96% alcohol.
And I was saying I was not gonna drink that.
I had my share of the thing is, you can actually up in north in Trondheim where you stayed at, they mix it together with coffee. So they take usually it's about 50%. So it's half a glass with moonshine, half a glass with coffee, and then maybe some sugar, and they mix it up and you drink it, and you kind of get the alcohol flowing, but also the caffeine. So you get drunk really fast, but you stay awake because you get a. But now people, rather probably drink Red Bull and stuff tastes like a bit better. But I'd rather drink moonshine and coffee than a lot of other shit. So.
Okay. Yeah. Other thing that it really caught me by surprise is, here in France, even with men, but mostly with women, you say to say hi, you give 2 kisses. And sometimes if it's a really good friend, you will give it a kiss in the cheek. I know this is
That's not common in Norway. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
I was, and in Chile it's just one kiss in the cheek for the girls, not for the boys. And I arrived to Norway. All people are so nice. So I started to shake hands, and there was one girl say hi, and the girl, it moved like,
Oh yeah.
I was there.
Yeah, that's yeah.
I have
We don't kiss. We don't kiss. Well, friends or strangers.
Yeah.
That's
But do you think that's cultural?
Yeah.
Like,
it is. Because if you go to Japan and a lot of other places, they don't have that same thing. But I think like France and a lot of like Spanish countries.
Yeah, but I mean, in Norway is all the. I mean, whole Norway didn't kiss at all, or was just this region or city?
No. It's nobody. When I meet a friend, even I mean, unless it's family, we don't. I don't even kiss my family. We hug. We give a hug, but we don't kiss on the cheek. That's it's not custom here. Sure. I mean, I know that's really like you said in France, and if you go to South America, that's and even Spain and they have that same sort of custom there.
Yeah.
But in Norway it's not, and it's the same in Sweden and Denmark as well. So it's all about the culture.
Nordic area.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm right, but the more colder you get, the more, I don't know.
The harder you get.
I don't know. No?
No, yeah. I'm not sure if the cold is
a factor.
No, it's because if you go to, I don't know, Africa, I'm not sure if everybody's kissing there either. And if you go to Australia, in Australia, I don't think it's common to kiss on the cheek there as well. And I've never been to like Thailand and stuff like that, but I don't think it's the same there either.
No, but for me, it's not a problem. The thing was the context. I was not prepared. So.
No. It's
it never happened to you traveling all over the world. It never happened something that in a different country, that a weird experience. I don't know.
Weird experience. Yeah, probably. I mean, I had some. You have some good experience. You have some bad experience wherever you go. But I really enjoy. I really enjoy. Seeing different kind of culture, seeing different countries, meeting people. It's really strange that you can travel around the world, but people are kind of have that same, ideology as you. They relate to the same thing. They like the same music. So it's
But I think music is a very powerful thing to connect people.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean. Yeah, some places people they don't speak any English. You can't really speak to them. But then again, it's no problem because they show how much they appreciate your music.
Sure.
So they can just come up to you and say, "Oh, thank you." That's the only thing they know. It makes it. I hate traveling.
Really?
I love going to different kind of places, but I hate the travel.
The process.
Absolutely.
You don't like the process of travel.
No, I mean, I wish I lived in the future and you could travel like in Star Trek or whatever.
Yeah.
Just beat me there. Because staying, on airports, waiting for airplanes, flying long flights. I fucking hate it. Yeah. I think it's I absolutely hate it. But at the same time, you have to do it. I mean, you can't play in Japan if you don't want to travel. You can't play in America or Mexico or wherever. I mean, you have to travel.
And you guys, the tour in South America is canceled or is postponed?
No, it's postponed. It's delayed until November.
Okay.
So I'm not even sure if I think even the dates are already set. If I'm correct, I'm not even sure. I think the dates are ready, but it's set for November. Yeah. I'm not even sure if it's going to be possible though. I hope it will be possible, but if not November, then next year. I mean, we're just going to postpone it. We're not going to cancel.
So
we want to go there.
How is the situation in Norway with the?
Things are starting to open now. So I've finally been able to work in my tattoo studio. Kindergartens and some of the preschools and the youngest school are back in school now. The older kids, they don't go to school. They do like homeschool. And
here in France.
Yeah, so and restaurants are opening again, but they have like restrictions. Yeah. So they have people. You have to have a certain distance between the tables. So I know they have to kind of remove a lot of tables to make space and make it follow the new rules to be able to keep your business open, I guess.
But what was the reaction of your government in Norway? At the beginning, was like because here in France, the president say, "This is war."
Oh no! They said like, okay, we need to pay attention to what's going on because from what they've seen going on in China and what was going on in Italy, they said like, okay, this is something that we haven't seen before. We need to probably do some drastic thing to stop this. And they then decided to stop the borders, and even though Norway was pretty early, it took a while before they closed. And we actually were supposed to go to Russia, and it will cancel. Either it was the same day. No, it was the day before, the night before, because I already packed everything ready. And on the afternoon, the day before we were leaving, I was, told that, hey, the show has been canceled. And and we probably, even if we had left for Russia, I don't think we would be able to play. So we would have to travel to Russia, don't play a show, and then go back home. And we have to stay in quarantine for 14 days.
Wow.
So
not fun.
So everything is postponed now. The Russia show is supposed to be in September, I think. And we're supposed to play a show in Japan in September as well. But I'm not sure if that's going to happen. It might be not until next year that we will be able to play live again.
What do you think about everything is going on?
I'm not even sure. I mean, you hear a lot of numbers, you see a lot of numbers. I mean, you can see the death rate is going up, and then suddenly it's, it feels like somebody is trying to close down the whole community because that's something they can, gain on, while others, most people they lose on having everything closed down, but there are certain people up in high places who really enjoy what's going on because they earn a lot of money while this crisis is going on. So I mean, you have to take it serious, but then again, I think like here in Norway, we haven't had anything like this since the Second World War. And I mean, there's been a lot of, SARS virus and other kind of, diseases and epidemic before, but we never had a close down. So it could be good, it could be bad. I mean, Sweden is doing different things. They are not closing down, and they have like a high rate of infected now, but at the same time, it could be that most of the people are getting infected now won't be infected like in the second wave because they are waiting for a new wave like in the fall. So that could kind of, in the fall, Norway could be hit pretty hard, while Sweden, already had that kind of infection. So I'm not even sure.
It's really not clear. There's two sides inside my head. One side say, I trust science. Scientific will not gonna, push something that is not true.
No.
So there's really a virus, and there's dead, there's sick people. But like in every kind of situation when governments have kind of the excuse or some kind of power to impose, I think it's important to be aware, and be I don't know, just aware of that, because they can pass a law to, I don't know.
I mean, even if we have like a democratic government in Norway, I don't trust them that they actually do what's best for the people. And to be honest, I don't think any government is doing 100% what's best for the people. I think the government in a lot of countries are doing what's best for the government, and if people have to suffer, they say, well, that's part of the game. You have to, if you're gonna make omelette, you have to crack some eggs. So if people are dying, okay, so it's mostly elderly people dying, so they would die eventually. So
I think
I'm not even sure. And then people are talking about, could it be like a man-made virus, in a lab somewhere that by mistake got out? It could be,
There's so many theories. You can go if you go to the rabbit hole, you can find.
Oh yeah, definitely. So I'm just gonna stay to what's relevant for me. So. And I think, if you just, keep a normal distance between people, wash your hands, use sanitizers, you could have a normal function society, So if everybody is aware that, hey, there is a virus going on, don't stay hundreds of people together in a small place, it shouldn't be any problem.
I think in France we need to stop kissing each other.
Definitely. So if you have learned from our culture, stay the fuck away, then that's why we don't have almost any infection here.
Now everything makes sense.
Yeah, we learn. We had the plague,
Read it?
Yeah, 1349. The Black Death, the plague.
The Black Death.
Yeah.
Was not the name of the song, no?
Yeah. So that's why everybody in Norway are staying away from each other, because
That's great. Well, we have done more than 1 hour, and I'm sure you're a very busy guy.
As always.
So I thank you for this.
Yeah, no problem, man. It was
Well,
fun.
maybe we talk another time.
Yeah, we could. No problem.
Yeah, and thank everyone that's watching, and well, see you soon.
See you soon. Take care. Bye.